What do you guys make of what CJ Stroud is doing? Seriously, because you have a quarterback in his second year, and quarterbacks don't say a thing.
What's he doing?
We've made fun of that. Well, he's being honest.
Well, but in what sense? Because he said a lot of things in a lot of places.
I don't think you traditionally hear a second-year quarterback, or really any quarterback for that matter, give his top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. I certainly don't think you hear a guy who hasn't won a Super Bowl himself say he'd rather have Eli's career over Aaron Rodgers' career. That Matthew Stafford would have done a lot more with those Packer teams than Aaron did. He seems to have a problem with Aaron Rodgers. He's not the only one, by the way. But he seems to have an issue with Aaron Rodgers. Just a quarterback talking the way he's talking without really doing much other than his fantastic rookie season. That's all. You typically don't hear quarterbacks talk. I mean, we know that. The first interesting thing Dan Marino says will be the first interesting thing that Dan Marino says.
Well, no, the next interesting thing that he says will be the first.
Also the first, yeah.
I think
you know what I mean.
Joe Burrow's a good example.
Sure. Yeah.
Joe Burrow's a good example of a quarterback that he came into the league and was really good, really quick, and he didn't do what CJ's doing. Like, he didn't, I'm popular now, let me go out and hit the podcast scene. And
No.
Like, does he have a podcast? Because that could be what he's doing, of trying to get out there as someone who's interesting. I have to look that up, but he's definitely doing something.
Joe Burrow is putting a lot of pressure on himself this year, in my opinion. He's coming off of an injury. He kind of needs to, actually him? Is he going to recover from the injury? Also his hair. The hair that he's coming into this season with, he needs to succeed. He cannot be a flop with that hair this year.
There are rumors of a breakup, too.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
We don't know anything, but there's been a lot of chatter.
So is that why he's growing out the hair?
Potentially.
Interesting.
You really perk up at hair.
Well, I got a haircut. Nobody noticed, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Roy did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He just didn't say anything.
No, Roy
No,
noticed
he
that she
didn't.
did her nails, which she did not.
I'm just talking.
I thought about it.
Guys, I'm just talking in general. Roy, we were doing this show for a long time. We always we make fun of Ryan Tannehill because he doesn't say a thing. And now you have a quarterback who's saying a ton of things, but he doesn't have any rings. And he's talking about quarterbacks who do have rings, and he's telling us which one is better, who's better, whose career he'd rather have.
He's talking about a quarterback with a ring in Aaron Rodgers, saying he should have more rings.
And Eli has 2, and he's saying he'd rather have Eli's career. Aaron Rodgers has won 4 MVPs. Aaron Rodgers has been to the NFC Championship game 5 times. He has lost 4 of those.
He's considered to be the best by some people.
So this is how I do it. Like many, many years from now, I will have a sit-down with my grandson. Okay?
You will.
And it better be many, many years from now.
Or granddaughter.
Okay, or granddaughter.
Or none, if your daughter's on
My grandchild.
Talk to yourself.
My grandchild. Thank you for correcting me,
Depending
Billy.
also on the state of your, mental capacities.
Yeah.
You could be talking to yourself.
Yes.
Thinking you're talking to a
What are you
child.
doing to Stugotz right here? He's going to be very
The
sane,
same thing he
very
does to
able.
everyone.
Come on,
Yes.
go ahead.
So many, many years from now,
With a
we
heater.
will have a sit-down, and my grandchild will hopefully ask me, Dad, who are the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
You're on a rocking
Granddad,
chair.
not dad.
I'm on a rocking chair.
Grandchild won't call you dad. Then there's
They'll say
definitely something that needs
they'll
to be
say
looked
grandpa,
Kids
papa,
on your lap.
Yeah.
I'm trying to paint the
Yeah.
picture here.
into. Yeah.
And they'll say, listen, grandpa, who are the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
Pop.
And I will tell you that I will list a number of quarterbacks, including Aaron Rodgers, before the name Eli Manning comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, but at the time, the greatest quarterback's going to be someone named like Skateboard Smith or something. You know what I mean? Like, so they're going to not be listening to any of this. You're like, what are you talking about? Who the hell is CJ Stroud?
It will be CJ Stroud.
Think about the advertising opportunities for Skateboard Smith.
If skateboards are still a thing back then or in the future.
Back then?
Yeah, then. You know.
Back to the future.
Back to
Stu, not only that, he also kind of went after Aaron Rodgers personally, $2 million worth of game with Wallow and Gilly. He came out and said the reason why he doesn't have as many rings as other quarterbacks is because he was kind of a bad teammate. So he throws him under the bus on, I know Brady's a good teammate. Why? He has all those rings. Why does Aaron Rodgers only have 1 ring? He's not that good of a teammate.
A lot of look at me Louis stuff from CJ Stroud here.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw
There
DeMarco
you
Murray was talking at with the media a couple days ago, and he's like, "Oh, big difference in CJ this year. This year he's stopping drills down when it doesn't look right. He's like, everyone, come here." Like he's just, I don't know.
Wait, he's being a leader as a quarterback and a
but
face of a
there's
franchise?
line.
Like, you don't
There's
want
a
him to do
line.
that?
There's a line.
Lead less, Chris is saying.
There's a line.
How about have some respect? I mean,
Yeah.
He commands respect now.
Who would you rather be if you could switch bodies with either person? Would you rather switch bodies right now with Aaron Rodgers or with Eli Manning?
Just bodies, not like brain.
That's part of his body.
Oh, then yeah, Eli probably.
You'd rather be
well,
Eli.
I think
say
Eli's
Eli,
richer too.
Eli's richer?
Yeah, because the
I don't know
Omaha.
about that.
Omaha. He's making so much money on
Aaron's made a ton.
But
Yeah, but Eli's
Aaron's-
got post-career money
Yeah,
that he's
Aaron's
making.
not going to get any endorsements again ever.
The internet's
we'll never
telling
see him on a State Farm
internet is
commercial
telling
again.
me Eli's net worth is 160 million.
What's Aaron's?
And growing, though. That's the difference.
Eli made more than that.
Well, your
don't
net
think
worth
so.
is not always everything you made.
Well,
You have
what's
to spend
Aaron's?
money on stuff.
I think the
Aaron's
Jets
signed deals bigger than 160.
He signed them twice, I think. Yes. I believe the Jets play the Texans. That's going to be a doozy.
It says 200 for Aaron.
He's got 252 worth of career earnings in the NFL.
But I do agree, like the
Future earnings
right.
is so pro Eli.
Yeah, Omaha Productions. If is that 50-50? Because
I have no idea.
it's always kind of
It
like
always feels way more Peyton.
Yeah.
But also you
Wonder
have
what the
Arch
split is.
Arch
Eli-
Manning coming up. This family, all the marketing opportunities, they're about to skyrocket.
Eli made $252 million in his career, so he has blown $90 million, and that's why his net worth is $90 million less
I
than
don't
he
know,
made.
I'm
I
just-
find that hard to believe.
Why do you have it if you don't spend it?
I don't know if you can trust any of these celebrity
No,
net
you
worth
can't.
sites, but
But their number is growing because of what they're doing post-career.
I-
Aaron can still do – I understand what you're saying about the sponsors. If Aaron wants to do a show or be an analyst, like someone's going to hire him. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Until they kick him off. He'll do something that's going to be like,
You don't think so?
I think Aaron.
I think he has enough money to do whatever he wants and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
no,
both
yes.
rich. I would like both of their bank accounts.
Yes,
Happily.
But I do think that I think that people definitely would be hesitant to give him like a Sunday NFL kickoff job, wondering what he could say and what position he could put them in.
I like this. I like putting ourselves in the room when Eli and Peyton were like doing the pie chart on Omaha Productions, because Peyton's like, I'm Peyton, like.
Yeah, but
you're
Eli was so close to having 2 rings and Peyton only having
I'm just
one.
saying.
Right?
I feel like that's 60-40. If I'm Peyton, I go in 60-40, right? You're good with that?
If
And
Eli, I'm
takes
good
that.
with that. I'm like, yeah, you do all the work. I don't care. We'll just
Exactly.
show up once a week.
You think it's 60-40?
We'll do Eli's places or whatever.
60
It's
60% of
probably
Peyton's
like
money, though.
70-30.
Really?
That's when
Yeah,
Eli
well,
pushes
like-
back. That's when Eli's like 65-35.
Yeah, like what does Eli Manning do within Omaha? I'm asking.
Well, he hosts the main show.
He
I
is
mean,
the likable
Yes.
one on.
Right.
But I don't know if he does anything else. Like when I see all those like EP credits that Peyton Manning gets, I never see
It's all
Eli.
Peyton.
He does
Yeah,
like the
right.
Radio Row hits. Like
That's
you guys had
also-
But
Eli
he's
on.
also in
Yes,
the
we did.
Corona commercials, I believe.
Yeah.
We had him on because of Jabba Chamberlain.
There's some EP credits though that are phony EP
Yeah.
credits.
For
You know,
Eli,
you
you're
just
saying?
no, in general,
For Peyton.
just general.
Just
Yeah.
putting his name on it because he's the
You
boss.
just put EP
Right.
next to some whatever, 'cause whatever reason.
Like
But
Chris
it-
Cody, intern.
Like with CJ, it's so confusing because he's doing the rings thing, and I should be proud of him, but he doesn't have any rings, and he shouldn't be doing the ring thing.